Hello there. This is Being God's Obedient Servant channel. Today we're doing Numbers chapter 3. And it's a pretty straightforward reading. So there's, as I said, there's always something to learn in everything. Every part of the Bible, there's something there. So if you're new to this, as you can see from the main picture here, I'll be doing a Bible study from the King James Version of the Bible. I prefer the King James Version because America was blessed by God as it was being built, and the people that were building it lived by the King James Bible. So I know God approves of this version. So we'll go ahead and jump right on in here. There is quite a bit of verses to read, but as I said, it's pretty straightforward reading. So let's go on. Chapter 3, verse 1. These also are the generations of Aaron and Moses in the day that the Lord spake with Moses in Mount Sinai. And these are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nadab the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the priests which were anointed, whom he consecrated to minister in the priest office. And Nadab and Abihu died before the Lord when they offered strange fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai. They had no children, and Eleazar and Ithamar ministered in the priest office in the sight of Aaron their father. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Bring the tribe of Levi near, and present them before Aaron the priest, that they may minister unto him. And they shall keep his charge, and the charge of the whole congregation before the tabernacle of the congregation, to do the service of the tabernacle. And they shall keep all the instruments of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the charge of the children of Israel to do the service of the tabernacle. And thou shalt give the Levites unto Aaron and to his sons. They are wholly given unto him out of the children of Israel. And thou shalt appoint Aaron and his sons, and they shall wait on their priest office, and the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, And I, behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel, instead of all the firstborn that openeth the matrix among the children of Israel. Therefore the Levites shall be mine. Now, if you've not listened to the other teachings, when they use the word matrix here, it's talking about a woman's womb. Or in case you forgot, that way you look at the Matrix, no, this ain't a Keanu Reeves movie. Let's continue on here, verse 13. Because all the firstborn are mine, for on the day that I smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I hallowed unto me all the firstborn in Israel, both man and beast, mine shall they be, I am the Lord. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, Number the children of Levi after the house of their fathers, by their families, every male from a month old and upward, shalt thou number them. And Moses numbered them according to the word of the Lord, as he was commanded. And these were the sons of Levi, by their names, Gershon and Kohath and Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershon by their families, Libni and Shimei. And the sons of Kohath by their families, Amram and Issachar, Hebron and Uzziel. And the sons of Merari by their families, Mali and Mushi. These are the families of the Levites according to the house of their fathers. Of Gershon was the family of the Libnites, and the family of the Shemites. These are the families of the Gershonites. those that were numbered of them, according to the number of all the males from a month old and upward, even those that were numbered of them were 7,500. The families of the Gershonites shall pitch behind the tabernacle westward. And the chief of the house of the father of the Gershonites shall be Eliasaph the son of Lael. And the charge of the sons of Gershon in the tabernacle of the congregation shall be the tabernacle, and the tent, the covering thereof, and the hanging for the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the hangings of the court, and the curtain for the door of the court, which is by the tabernacle, and by the altar round about, and the cords of it for all the service thereof. And of Kohath was the family of the Amorites. The Amramites. No, I'm sorry, I think, sometimes these words mess me up. Yes. Amramites is, sorry, that's how it's actually pronounced. And the family of the Azilarites, and the family of the Hebronites, and the family of the Uzzielites. These are the families of the Kohathites. And I probably murdered some of those pronouncing them, and so kind of glad we don't use these types of names today. This is just brutal at times. Verse 28. And the number of all the males from a month old and upward were 8,600, keeping the charge of the sanctuary. And the families of the sons of Kohath shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle southward. And the chief of the house of the father of the families of the Kohathites shall be Elizaphan, the son of Uzziel, and their charge shall be the ark, and the table, and the candlestick, and the altars, and the vessels of the sanctuary wherewith they minister, and the hanging of all the service thereof. And Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, shall be chief over the chief of the Levites, and have the oversight of them that keep the charge of the sanctuary. And Merari was the family of the Mahlites, and the family of the Mushites. These are the families of Merari. And those that were numbered of them, according to the number of all the males from a month old and upward, were 6,200. And the chief of the house of the father of the families of Merari was Zuriel, the son of Abihail. These shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle northward. And under the custody and charge of the sons of Merari shall be the boards of the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and all the vessels thereof, and all the serveth thereto. And the pillars of the court round about, and their sockets, and their pins, and their cords. But those that encamp before the tabernacle toward the east, even before the tabernacle of the congregation eastward, shall be Moses and Aaron and his sons, keeping the charge of the sanctuary, for the charge of the children of Israel, and the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. So here's the the main part of this is understanding that still Moses and Aaron and their descendants, it says Moses and Aaron and his sons, so it's Aaron and his sons, which is the descendants of Aaron, are, keeping the charge of the sanctuary. So once again, this is the lessons here that, the only priests that are allowed are descendants of Aaron. And So it's like all the sons after Aaron. So even the sons of Aaron's sons are still the sons of Aaron. So this is kind of how God always says things, because everybody has a head figure that eventually, like, no matter how many brothers they have, and then all those, siblings have children, so forth, they all go back to one father that had all the sons. It's kind of like the same thing. So, and like the reason why we have all these names that are being said right now is for the lineage of the people to know, if you're an Israelite, you know who you came from. You know which part of the 12 tribes you are descended from. And so they can always follow these names back to know exactly where their lineage is from. So they also know what guidelines and rules and stuff, whenever it's divided like this, that God has intended for their lineage. And so, but yeah, let's continue on, verse 39. All that were numbered of the Levites, which Moses and Aaron numbered at the commandment of the Lord throughout their families, all the males from a month old and upward were 22,000. And the Lord said unto Moses, number all the firstborn of the males of the children of Israel from a month old and upward, and take the number of their names. And thou shalt take the Levites for me, I am the Lord, instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of all the firstlings among the cattle of the children of Israel. And Moses numbered as the Lord commanded him all the firstborn among the children of Israel. And all the firstborn males by the number of names from a month old and upward of those that were numbered of them were 22,213. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of their cattle, and the Levites shall be mine, I am the Lord. And for those that are to be redeemed of the 213 of the firstborn of the children of Israel, which are more than the Levites, thou shalt even take 5 shekels apiece by the pole after the shekel of the sanctuary, shalt thou take them. The shekel is 20 gerahs. And thou shalt give the money wherewith the odd number of them is to be redeemed unto Aaron and his sons. And Moses took the redemption money of them that were over and above them that were redeemed by the Levites. Of the firstborn of the children of Israel took he the money, 1,365 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. And Moses gave the money of them that were redeemed unto Aaron and to his sons according to the word of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. And of course, this is the end of this lesson. So there wasn't really much here to learn. I said, because mostly these type of areas, as I said before, are prominently for the Israelites. It's nothing really. I mean, unless you want to follow the lineage back to find out, who was above King David, knowing that Jesus is a descendant from King David, and stuff of that nature. But, it's, I'm saying that's mostly if you want to know all that, but that really doesn't, it's not really necessary today, especially for Christians, because, we don't live as the Israelites do. We're grafted into that tree, but we're not a part of the main tree of that. As this is described by Jesus, that that Christians are grafted in, because we are under Jesus, which is an Israelite, but also the Son of God. So, but yeah, I said, like, this was a straightforward reading. I said, I like to read all of the Bible, even the parts that don't really pertain to us today, because there's always hidden gems in these areas, stuff that you learn in lessons and everything else, that can help understand other things later. So I'm going to go ahead and end this lesson here. So once again, prayers, pray for the world. Pray for your family, your friends, yourself. Pray for your country. Pray for guidance of good leaders, or especially guidance of selecting good leaders or people in positions that are kind of leading your country. The voting polls are coming up soon here in 2022 in America. Sorry, the voting polls. The voting is coming up for the midterms. And be careful who you vote for, because the Bible does say that what you support, you'll also be charged with. So if you're knowingly voting for somebody that is a deceiver and a manipulator, and people are harmed because of those decisions that you help get those people into office, you can be charged with their crimes by God because you supported them. And so every decision you make on earth has a consequence. I've said this multiple times. There's good consequences and there are bad consequences. Every decision you make has a consequence. That's why you definitely need to pray for yourself, that God guides you in the direction that He wants you to go. And the biggest prayer you want is to make sure that that direction is like a flashing neon light that you know for a fact this is what God wants you to do, because the great deceivers out there too that's going to try to lead you elsewhere. He's a great manipulator. He's been doing it for thousands and thousands of years. So until next time, God bless, good night, and goodbye.